Long time no see. We're back on the extra channel. If you don't know what this channel is, this is the channel that's behind the scenes of the main channel. It's for less edited videos, more laid back and more chill. It's been a long time since I've uploaded on this channel or my main channel, and I'm going to go through the reasons why. We've got some bad news in this video and we've got some good news. So normally this driveway, if you've seen any of the previous videos, normally has 3 white gazebos next to each other, and that's what I've been working in for the past year and a half, nearly 2 years, and they have been an absolute godsend. I wouldn't have been able to grow my channel how it grew without them gazebos. But here's the bad news. The start of this year we had quite a lot of snow, and them gazebos had been up for 2 years. Now the actual structure of the gazebos didn't break, but with the weight of them, of the snow that was on the gazebos, the weather just wrecked them. So normally I'd be working under them gazebos. I'd be dry, still cold, but I'd have been dry, and they've served me so well. A massive thank you to Rock Awnings for helping me out with supplying those gazebos, because they have done me absolute wonders. But at the start of this year, Mother Nature destroyed what was my little workshop that I made out of this driveway. We had a load of snow and bad weather, and them gazebos had been up for a year and a half, nearly 2 years, like I said, and with that happening, the actual roofs had gone a little bit brittle. There was so much weight on them gazebos, so pretty much the start of my year in January, the gazebos got wrecked and they pretty much caved in, the roofs started to tear, and I pretty much had nowhere sheltered to work. So I had to take the gazebos down, and I've bought another 3. So these are the 3 gazebos, and all I had to do was wait for a dry day that it wasn't tipping it down, it wasn't really windy, to put the gazebos back up, and I had all intention of doing that as soon as possible. But if you live in the UK, you'll know how bad the weather has been, and I literally didn't get a dry day. That was until the other day. So I jumped straight out on the driveway, Baz came round, Georgia was helping, and we put 2 of the gazebos up. We had a proper reset on the driveway, cleared a load of stuff out, got rid of the shelving, and I've ordered new shelving. I was gonna have a proper tidy up of the driveway. So we managed to get 2 of the 3 gazebos up. Now normally, when I've got the 3 gazebos up, one of them gets tied down to this pillar, the other one gets tied down to the house. We've not finished tidying yet. Then the end gazebos are attached to this concrete kind of block here, and behind the bins there's a bracket bolted into the wall, so the gazebos literally can't go anywhere. And here's where we came to a little bit of an issue. So in the mix of clearing everything out on the driveway, we only managed to get the first gazebo up and the second gazebo, and I thought that's all good, I will come out the next morning and I will put the third one up. So obviously we've got the first one up, which is attached to the house, and the second one for that one night was just going to be freestanding, just attached to the first gazebo. And well, here's what happened to that. Yeah, I woke up the next morning and they were both on the roof, in the garden, absolutely wrecked. Now, bear in mind, these are just pop-up gazebos, and I've been using them to work under for the past year and a half. They have been really, really solid, but they're not made to carry stupid amounts of weight with snow. They're not made to be flipped on the roofs and bent backwards and stuff. So yeah, it really did put them to the ultimate test. And since then, I've not had another dry day to put the other 3 gazebos up. Okay, so here's where we get to a little bit more bad news, which turns into good news. And I'm gonna sit in the car for this because it's starting to rain once again. In fact, In the back of the car is the gazebo that got flipped on its roof. Now, like I say, they are really good quality, but they're made to be pop-up gazebos for like an event for one day. They're not made to sit out in the rain, snow, sleet, cold, wet, hot, dark, damp. They're not made for that, and they actually did a really good job of it. So, flashback to the end of last year when I had the BMW E36. I made an announcement on my story that I was selling that car, and I made an announcement that I was selling it for a very good reason, and nothing really happened from that. Here's the reason why. So, I was going to sell my BMW E36, and I actually sold my BMW E36, and I was going to use them funds to fill a unit. I was going to use it to deposit the unit, and I was also going to use it to buy all the rubber flooring, to maybe buy a ramp, to buy toolboxes, and I actually pretty much secured a unit quite local to me. Wasn't cheap, but I wanted to take that plunge and just go for it and see what happened. So the unit got advertised, and I went to view that unit for £1,000 a month, and for the size of it, I believe it was 1,800 square foot. And I was kind of in disbelief. I was like, wow, I need to get this unit. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it. So I went, viewed it. And when I got there, straight away, the unit that I was viewing turned out to be an 800 square foot unit. They just used a different display picture on the advertisement. So straight away, I was a little bit like gutted, but I think I could make this unit work. It's still 800 square foot. I think I could still make this one work. Then all of the hidden kind of facts came out about this unit. The rates were ridiculous. There was a fee for the security on the, like a fee for the gate, which was like another £100 a month. It also was a contracted to 5 months. I was going to be contracted to, 5 years. I was going to be contracted to 5 years in that place. Now, I'm all about taking risks, and my motto in life is all in. If you're going to do something, go all in with it, because then you've got no regrets. You've got no kind of, why didn't I just do that a little bit better? I just go all in at everything I try and do. And I was just going to still try and make it work. But then I got told after the first 12 months, the rent goes up another £250. So straight away there, we've gone from £1,000 to £1,350. This is without VAT. On top of all that, you've got to add £200 VAT. So we're up to £1,650. That's before I paid for any water. That's before I paid for any electricity. That's just to keep the building without any lights on. So it was going to cost me around £1,800 a month for a 800 square foot unit. And I sat down, I worked everything out, and it was just, it would have been amazing. And I was so tempted to just go for it and just take it as it comes. But then I thought, it's a little bit too much of a risk. It's a little bit too much of a risk. And the reason I said no to that is because I need a camera person. I need a camera woman for the main channel, cameraman for the main channel, someone that can hold the camera for me while I'm doing most of the work. Because the last thing you want to do is be hands deep in an engine bay, full of oil, full of dirt, and then go and grab your expensive camera. And I think the videos are way better when there's a camera person. So we've now taken Georgia on full-time as the full-time camera woman, and you've probably seen her channel that's gone a little bit quiet. That's because she is just doing full-time videography and editing the second channel videos for this channel. So she's now full-time, and I'd much rather, instead of overpaying for a unit that they were pretty much lying on the advert, I'd much rather pay my girlfriend to become part of the team. And that's what I decided to do. Then, once that happened at the start of the year with the gazebos, my initial reaction was, I need to find a unit. Now, where I live, units are stupid money, and you can you do well to find one that accepts car trade stuff. And although I'm just working on personal vehicles for a YouTube channel, any letting agent just sees it as car trade. That's it. If there's cars going to be in and out of there, whether it's customer based or not, it's car trade. I understand. So I found another unit. This one was £800 a month, and it was 1,200 square foot, and it was literally walking distance from my house. I was like, there is no way. Like, this is too good to be true. So the first thing I did was contact them, went for a viewing, and I literally shook the agent's hand and said, if there's more people viewing this, then okay. If not, I will happily sign any papers now. I will have it. Let's do it. Let's take that plunge. Let's just do it. I need a unit. I can't rely on the driveway. Let's just do it. And everything was about to go through. This is literally 3 weeks ago. Everything was about to go through until I put down what my job was. And again, in the advert, it was motor sales accepted. I told them in a little bit more detail what I was going to be doing, which I'm glad I did, because the last thing that I wanted was to move in and then get kicked out for breaching contract. What you were allowed to do in that building was sell motor vehicles from that building, from that premises. What you weren't allowed to do was work on them. And I found that out after literally signing the contract, sending it off with the description of kind of my job. And that's when I got told, sorry, that's not allowed in this premises. So that then brings me to when I put the new gazebos up, and then they ended up going over into the garden the day after. And I was just at the point where I'd tried so much to get the ball rolling this year, and nothing went in my favour. Every single thing I tried just knocked me back. And until yesterday, which we're getting on to the good news, I was at the point where I've just got to wait for a dry day, and I'm putting my gazebos back up. I'm going to do all 3 in the day, get all the lights back in, and we're just going to crack on. That's all I've got to do. Maybe a unit isn't meant to be for now. I've just got to work with what I've got and make it happen like I have for the past few years. So that was until yesterday. Georgia comes running upstairs, telling me that she's found a unit. Now, this one isn't as big as the others, but what it will give me is security and also warmth through the winter, shelter through the summer, and it's somewhere that I can rely on. It's a workplace, and it's somewhere that I can just call my workplace, my unit, and we don't need to worry about the weather. I can work there whenever, until whenever. So we went to view that unit, and the good news is I'm doing it. I'm just gonna do it, and I've already actually accepted the terms. We've already shook hands. It's already going through, and I picked the keys up on Monday, and I'm so excited. It's been a rough couple of months, and there's no one more that's been stressed than me. I know a lot of people have been upset and annoyed and told me that they're just leaving the channel and I forgot about you, I can't be bothered. I 100% understand, but if there's anything I can say to defend myself is sometimes life gets in the way and sometimes reality hits, and I was working with what I had, and what I had didn't work. And now I'm excited to be able to say that I'm getting the keys to my own unit. I'm getting a ramp in there, like we can properly start working again. And it's just such a sigh of relief, because this is what I love doing. And I want to ride this wave until I no longer have a wave to ride. And it's been a massive setback at the start of this year. It's been probably the worst time I can really remember for my YouTube channel. It's been really stressful because I'm not going to not pay Georgia. I told her she's coming on board. She's registered as a self-employed person, and I've still got to pay people. I've still got outgoings, insurance and stuff like that. And not being able to earn any money or make any videos has been very stressful, but we should be on the up now. I'm not going to show you the unit in this video. This is just an update video and an explanation of where I've been, what's been happening, and pretty much an apology. I do apologise that I've not had any videos to put out, and I just hope that you guys will come back, enjoy the videos again. And if you don't, then, well, guess what? I'm going to try my best to build the audience back up, because I'm not one for giving up, but it's looking up. I'm not going to show you the unit in this video. That is going to be a main channel video when I get the keys and we start doing it up, get the flooring done, get the toolbox in, get the there's so much, the hexagon lights and everything. I actually cannot wait to get started again. So that is pretty much the update. I started this year pretty rough, as you all know, and it's took a month and a half to kind of come out of that rough stage and get back into the flow of things. And I'm just proud to say that we're getting going again. So again, I'm sorry for those that I've let down, but things are hopefully going to be looking up, and I'm very, very excited to show you guys the unit and also make a cool video on doing it up, renovating it, getting the wall. Oh, it's going to be so good. So I hope you guys understand. I'm not going to carry on waffling for too long, but this is kind of why I made this extra channel, just for updates and things like that. So I will see you very soon on the main channel to reveal the new unit. Peace.